welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, June 3rd, 2021. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. The families of 3 fishermen from Rose Place who have been reported missing at sea since Tuesday are praying for their safe return. The missing fishermen are Lennox Phillips, also known as Grand Charge, Angus Webb, known as Pharaoh, and Bernard Dublin, known as Butters. The men who reportedly left to go fishing at around 6 a.m. on Tuesday would usually returned home by 6 p.m. the same day, but they never showed up. The families are worried about their safety as they are not sure what could have gone wrong at sea. The wife of Bernard Dublin said that her husband's birthday was on Tuesday, the same day he left for sea, and it has been a difficult 2 days for her. However, she is comforted by prayers.
Well, words cannot describe because, Tuesday would have been his birthday. And so on, all I can do is just trust God and believe that, he is who he said that he is, even though, you may see the facts, you still have to. You still have to walk by faith. Encouragement from my brothers and sisters in Christ and so on, and my family overseas and all that, and close ones. But all I can say is that I have to trust God because that's who I live for, and I don't know it any other way.
The son of Angus Webb told our news team it is not the first time that his father's gone missing at sea, noting that he was part of a search party last year who rescued his father at sea. The worried son said he is ready to go on another search and rescue mission for his father.
I'm very paranoid and can't just relax and sit back, even if I have to get a ride and go out there to see what is the problem. I am willing to go because I can't take it anymore. It's 3 days now. I'm missing my father and I can't rest or sleep or feel good. So I need to feel comfortable like anybody else. I need to see back my father, and not just my father, the other fishermen them too.
Colleagues of the missing fishermen are also worried about them. President of the National Fisherfolk Organization, Winsbert Harry, told our news team that they are concerned about their safety. Harry noted that he left to go fishing around the same time on Tuesday morning as the 3 missing fishermen, and based on information, they may have gone to fish in the north of the island. Harry and other fishermen from the Rose Place area are planning to go out to sea tomorrow to search for their missing colleagues.
Well, from my understanding, speaking to other fishermen, they went on the northern side of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that is between St. Lucia and St. Vincent, say about 40 to 55 miles north we mostly go. But I think the current are going up in that direction. They're very hard. And I feel that they have some, we don't know what take place where they are facing right now, but I feel it's on that side more, the fish, and the current is going more northeast. So we might have to be making a search more in the north.
See in the morning and look for these missing men. And I hope the entire Caribbean, SOS will go out and see if they have to be there, they are out there. They are in the boat, I'm telling you. And they will be home soon. Soon, I know they will be home. Yeah, we are going to bring them home.
The SVG Coast Guard is searching the waters around the island for the 3 missing fishermen and has involved regional partners in the search and rescue mission. This is according to the Lieutenant Commander Dion Henry, who said they quickly sprang into action on Tuesday night when they received reports of the missing men.
The Coast Guard received information of a current search and rescue of where fishing vessels missing or overdue. And Tuesday night, we conducted a relevant search and rescue operations in that we sent out port checks and also pass information to other countries and other Coast Guard. We request aerial search from the RSS, also Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. The French authorities, which is MRCC Fort de France, will be conducting aerial searches for the over the fishing vessels sometime today. Depends on the result of these searches, the Coast Guard will then deploy relevant assets to locate same.
Commander Henry says they are awaiting word from the French Coast Guard to make their next move,
which is on the northeastern coast of St. Vincent. So the search pattern is given by the Coast Guard. So once aerial search is conducted and the missing vessels identified or spotted, the Coast Guard will conduct other surface searches for said vessels. We are waiting on Fort de France MRTC to give us information from their flight, and then we take it from there in terms of conducting other searches or also other requests for aerial searches from other authorities.
In other news, this country's active COVID-19 cases are climbing, with 9 new COVID-19 positive cases reported from 214 samples processed on Monday, May 31st, resulting in a positivity rate of 4.2%. A news release from the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, said one of the 9 new cases is linked to a school hub. NEMO also noted that on Tuesday, June 1st, 2021, an additional 7 new COVID-19 positive cases were identified from 163 samples, resulting in a positivity rate of 4.3%. 9 new recoveries were noted over the reporting period. 206 cases are currently active, and 12 persons with COVID-19 have died. 2,059 cases of COVID-19 and 1,841 recoveries have been recorded in St. Vincent and the Grenadines since March 2020. The public is urged to continue to use masks, sanitize, physically distance, and get vaccinated to reduce the spread of COVID-19 here in SVG. And infectious disease specialist Dr. Gerald Thompson has revealed that while persons who have contracted COVID appear to have recovered from the virus, doctors across the country are reporting that many who were previously considered asymptomatic are now experiencing quite a number of alarming symptoms. Dr. Thompson made this revelation during a program last evening on VC3.
That whole term recovered cases we now know is a misnomer. That it isn't true that those persons are fully recovered. They may have something of a negative test, but we found this new concept of called long COVID. They would have had no symptoms at the time of their infection. They would have been asymptomatic, or they might have had a mild infection, the mild cold, like shortness of breath and so forth. But now we are seeing them with these new symptoms.
The infectious disease specialist detailed the worrying symptoms that persons are beginning to experience.
A substantial portion of those people who are even listed as being recovered, really and truly, 2 months, 3 months, even after being asymptomatic, they start to develop shortness of breath, chronic fatigue, brain fog. They can have exacerbation of their diabetes or new onset diabetes, which they never had before. They can start having myocarditis, inflammation of their heart, and they can start having a host of other symptoms, loss of taste, loss of smell, which doesn't often get better, it gets worse. Their taste starts to evolve into everything tasting horrible. And then there are people with pins and needles and all sorts of other neurological symptoms.
To date, there have been 2,059 cases of COVID-19 on island, with 1,841 recoveries. The $29.2 million UN funding appeal for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which was launched in April following the explosive eruption of La Soufrière volcano, has reached 31% of its goal, which is just under $9.1 million. According to the online news site News Americas Now, the fund increased by US $3 million Wednesday as the U.S. administration pledged a new amount to help support humanitarian response and recovery efforts from La Soufrière volcano. Support has also been received from the European Union, the governments of Canada, United Kingdom, Spain, Germany, Belgium, Malta, Australia, and the UN Central Emergency Response Fund. Aid is being channeled to 8 critical sectors: food security, logistics, health, shelter, housing and infrastructure, protection, education, and early recovery. The news site quoted the UN resident coordinator for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Deidre Trabuco, saying the cash will bolster ongoing efforts in logistics, food security, wash and health, which are even more critical with the start of the 2021 hurricane season. U.S. Ambassador to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Linda Chagaltil, said the United States will walk the road to recovery with the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As the agriculture sector seeks to return to normal production levels in the aftermath of the explosive eruption of La Soufrière volcano, which destroyed at least 70% of crops, mainly in the red and orange zones, both on the windward and leeward side of the island. Farmers in the green or safe zone have been sowing an array of crops, most so vegetables, which have been sustaining the local market to ensure food security, and their effort has not gone unnoticed. We hear more in this report.
With the challenges facing the agriculture industry over the last few months, Minister responsible for the industry, CWSA, explored with us the Evesham-based farm of cultural ambassador and reigning Ragasuka monarch Hans John, where several vegetable crops and animals are thriving. John said his childhood inspired him to be a part of the agricultural sector, which is a diverse industry that is often overlooked by his peers.
I would have been in farming at a tender age, given that my father was one of the biggest banana farmers in the Marco Valley. So farming, I'm no stranger to farming, I'm no stranger to rearing animals. I decided to really start and take a different approach to farming, given the pandemic and given the La Soufrière eruption.
The spirited young farmer took the time to also encourage his peers who may be skeptical about joining the agricultural sector.
Farming is a business, it's a multi-million-dollar business, and this is just one part of it. Livestock, vegetables, there's the fisheries, there's fishing, a part of it as well is a big thing. There's agro-processing as well, so don't limit yourself. There's no shame in this. You come, there's technology available, we're more hands-on with the technology, apply the technology, apply your knowledge that you learn in school, and see farming as a business and not just a hobby or a livelihood.
Curtis Johnson is an evacuee from Overland in the red zone, and he has stuck with the young farmer, imparting knowledge and giving of his time and labor.
Right in the camp, they're sitting all the time. I would have get so tired up. So I'm glad for this assistance from Hans for me to come and work, keep myself going in the agricultural process.
Minister of Agriculture CWSA says he was happy to visit John's farm, which came to his attention through social media.
I was really happy to see that Hans has taken the initiative, and there are many farmers throughout the length and breadth of this country working to ensure that we rebuild and we rebuild better.
The Agriculture Minister added that for individuals who may be interested in joining the sector, the ministry is a welcome, ready resource.
There is a framework within the Extension Division that will do an assessment of the lands earmarked, match it against the commodities that you wish to grow, and will address issues of how your fertilizer regime is established, and importantly, before you start to grow, you have to address the important issue of the markets.
While the explosive eruption of the La Soufrière volcano has displaced many persons and caused destruction to homes and crops, it has also provided the opportunity for young and established farmers to collaborate. With support from each other, the Ministry of Agriculture, and other government and private entities, farmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are said to be well on their way to restoring production levels to satisfy the local and export markets. Reporting for SVG-TV News, I am Shafsha Speedwell Callum.
Persons from communities severely affected by the explosive eruption of La Soufrière volcano, mainly from the red and orange zones, will not be billed for solid waste and water supply services provided by the Central Water and Sewage Authority, the CWSA, for 3 months. The announcement was made at a news conference yesterday by Chief Executive Officer of the CWSA, Garth Saunders, who said the initiative is part of the CWSA's volcanic customer relief measures, which were approved by its board of directors.
Those from on the leeward side, from Belle-Isle to Fitzhugh to Richmond, and on the windward side, from Byra northwards to Fancy. Those were the severely affected customers. Those customers, as we know, were either evacuated or had their lives and services disrupted to a significant extent. For those persons, there will be no billing for either solid waste or water supply services for 3 months, for the 3-month period, April, May, and June of this year. Again, that's because of the loss of services, the need to clean up, and because we understand that disruptions have cost financial implications. And we at CWSA recognize part of our mantra, our mission, is to have quality services and affordable services. We want our customers to understand that we understand the challenges that they face.
The volcanic relief measures for CWSA customers in the red and orange zones will see the company losing some $784,000 in revenue. Saunders further noted that the Sandy Bay water system, which is one of 3 water systems in the area which was severely damaged by the eruption, may be restored by the end of June, and Fancy may come a month later. He, however, noted that the Owia water system will be the biggest challenge because 80% of the pipelines were damaged.
On those 3 water supply systems, they are in valleys radiating from the crater of La Soufrière. Important to understand that. What that means is that any heavy rainfall that comes will again render those systems susceptible to significant damage. So whatever restoration we manage to do in the short term, the public needs to understand that at any point in time, if there's sufficient rainfall and heavy mud flows, we can incur damages again, and we will have to do some system restoration. So that's, as they say at CWS, as the young people say, that's what we do. We restore systems that are damaged. That's basically what we do, because that's the environment in which we live. But we will observe, we will try our best to restore those systems.
Special consideration for Vincentian students to ride CSEC and CAPE at a different date has been agreed to by the Caribbean Examination Council CXE and the Ministry of Education here in SVG. So says Minister of Education Curtis King, who told SVG-TV News today that he is pleased with the consideration given to the Vincentian students who are facing a number of challenges, including the COVID-19 pandemic and the recent volcanic eruption.
CSEC, that those exams will commence in August, early August. CAPE, those exams will commence around the middle of August. With regards to the projects for the TVET students, their projects will be audited around the 18th of October. So that, generally speaking, I can safely say that CXC has reacted positively to our request for some special consideration.
King said that a draft timetable is available and students can expect some changes.
We have also had a modified format in terms of the CAPE and CSEC examinations, and these will be communicated in time, hopefully early next week. But only to say to parents, students and other stakeholders that we are in fact in the final stages of that negotiation that sought to deal with the administration of the CXC 2021 administration of the suite of examination.
130 persons from across St. Vincent and the Grenadines have been accepted into the Youth and Adults Training for Employment program, YATE. Today, an orientation ceremony was held for the 4th batch of trainees who will benefit from a wide range of skills training at the 4 technical institutes. Senior Education Officer with the National Qualifications Department, Nicholas Sparks Brown, said that to date more than 400 persons have benefited from the program and asked that the new batch of trainees do not waste the opportunity afforded to them.
To the YATE program in these challenging times, many of you, all of you who are registered for this program will receive some financial support. Isn't that awesome? I can't hear you. I want to encourage you to anticipate hard work. The YATE program is no pushover. There's theory involved and there's practical involved, and you're expected to build a portfolio. Also, you're expected to use your ITC skills or develop these ITC skills. So instead of texting Bay to say, "Hi Bay, how you doing?" you could be using that time to do some research or finish an assignment.
Trainees will have to undergo 1 week of career guidance and financial coaching that will take place between June 7th and 14th. The entire training program is expected to run for 12 to 16 weeks. Minister of Education Curtis King noted the challenges facing St. Vincent and the Grenadines and applauded the cohort of trainees for being resilient and encouraged them to be focus-driven.
Many thought that it was not possible, but through our resilience, we succeeded. Today, I'm extremely happy to be here because we have moved beyond those phases to embracing now the students who are involved in the TVET subsector.
Featured speaker Anthony Radisford inspired the trainees by asking them to look at long-term goals. He said that they too can develop a skill set that will add to the growth of SVG's economy.
You're going to have numerous skills that the program is going to help you to refine. And you're going to take those skills and you're going to make somebody's business, if not your own, successful. And by that business being successful, it means that the economy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has a better chance of being successful. You are an important link. And so the World Bank, given its help.
Our news team spoke with 2 of the participants who are excited to be part of the training program.
For this training, I was just basically at home with my son, singing, writing songs, small jobs at the Syrian stores. So I'm actually very happy for this program so I can learn something new. I learned about the program from the volunteer director of the Marian House. She told me to join the program. It would be a very good experience to gain a skill, to get a job and move forward in life because I have a child and, you know, I have to get further ahead for him. I joined the program for childcare, but childcare is not available, so I'm heading for cosmetology if that's possible, and I really think it would be a good experience for me and every other person who is participating in this program.
My name is Cian Kidd. I'm from Central Leeward, and I'm doing welding. So leaving college, I was home for a while, and then I worked at a few places, but I have interest in welding, and I want to be certified, so it prompted me to do it. I saw the ad, I believe, on Facebook, and I decided to apply, and I was successful. I want a skill, and it's good. I think it's a good thing to always have a skill in your belt, as they say.
The YET program is sponsored by the World Bank to the tune of $1.8 million. Minister of Finance, Economic Planning, Sustainable Development and Information Technology, Camila Gonzalez, has received a certificate from the Embassy of the Republic of China on Taiwan, signifying the completion of the first phase of the closed-circuit television CCTV project. The presentation ceremony took place on Tuesday at the Foreign Affairs Conference Room and heard remarks from Minister Gonzalez, Taiwan's ambassador to SVG, Calvin Ho, and Commissioner of Police, Colin John, noting that Taiwan has assisted SVG in modernizing and outfitting a monitoring station at the Kittels Police Station with cameras and equipment that are operational for 24 hours. Minister Gonzalez highlighted Taiwan's continued contribution to the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and expressed his appreciation to the government and people of Taiwan.
In that very modern high-tech center, which can rival any such center anywhere in the world, we have monitoring going on of the cameras. And then while we were assembling and outfitting that center, our Taiwanese friends and IISI went around the country in collaboration on the advice of the Commissioner of Police and placed CCTV cameras in locations all around the country to help ensure safety, to help with deterrence of crime, and to help with, obviously, the solving of crime should they happen. And the cameras, everyone has seen them now. We have 88 cameras in Kingstown and its environs. Going up the Leeward Coast, there are another 26 or so cameras. And going up the Windward Coast, there are another 58 cameras. So those are 172 cameras spread out around mainland St. Vincent.
Work on the second phase of the CCTV project, which is the Intelligent Bus Management and Monitoring System, has already started and is expected to intensify in the coming weeks. Addressing the presentation ceremony, Ambassador Ho thanked Minister Gonzalez and Police Commissioner Colin John for the support rendered on the project thus far.
We are going to have a more efficient, more predictable and safer public transportation system, and it's a very important part for us to develop our economy here. When you see, when everything is gone, volcano eruption is gone, when the COVID-19 pandemic is gone, I hope soon, everything back to normal. When the cruise ship come to town, thousands of people, if they can have a very convenient bus system to go to the beautiful scenery spot, to see those beautiful scenery, that will create a lot of economic benefits.
Commissioner John, who also addressed the ceremony, echoed the benefits of the Intelligent Bus Management and Monitoring Project to SVG. He said the police force welcomes the initiative and thanked the government and people of Taiwan for their efforts. Commissioner John said the initiative can assist in enhancing the transportation system, aid in the management, and provide a more equipped system to monitor and more effectively regulate the traffic.
This time, it is an initiative that can help to enhance the transportation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It can assist the citizens in that they can have proper time management. They can determine when they're going to leave home to take a particular bus. We'll be able to monitor the buses. Also from the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force standpoint, the persons who are working at the traffic department in particular, and all police officers, because as the Prime Minister often says, every police officer is a traffic officer. We will be able to monitor the bus system and able to assist in regulating the traffic more effectively and more efficiently.
Meanwhile, Ambassador Ho will end his tour of duty to St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the end of this month. Ambassador Ho made the announcement as he addressed the presentation ceremony for the certificate to mark the completion of Phase 1 of the CCTV project on Tuesday. The ambassador is leaving after serving 3 years as Taiwan's ambassador to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Comprehensive. Need to just mention about before the meeting we had some discussion. I will here to assure you that we are not only friends, we are the same family member. Actually, to me, this place to me is another home. So I feel that when I knew that I'm leaving, actually I feel hope to can prolong stay here until the last day. But you know, it's our system. I need to go back. But here I want to thank the governor of St. Vincent and Grenadines as a whole. But also thank you, Minister Gonzalez and also Commissioner Zhang.
SVG and the Republic of China and Taiwan is this year celebrating 40 years of diplomatic ties and friendship. In other news, a Vincentian-born woman earlier this week celebrated her 101st birthday in the USA. Emmeline Nash Barber of Spring Village on the leeward side of the island migrated to New York in 1986 and is currently living with her last daughter, Jana Williams, in Queens, New York. Nash Barber gave birth to 11 children, 3 deceased and 8 alive. She has over 100 grand, great and great-great-grandchildren. She lives to see her 4th generation. According to her daughter Jana, her mother enjoys the simple things in life, such as Pop the Bubble wrapper, and often refers to it as her company when she is watching TV. Her favorite color is red, and her favorite game shows are Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, and Family Feud. Her favorite television show is General Hospital. It was also noted that Nash Barber loves to tell stories of her life growing up in Spring Village. Today, at 101, Nash Barber is said to be of sound mind, fully aware of what's going on around her. We join her children and grandchildren, other relatives and friends to wish Nash Barber a happy 101 birthday.